Welcome back on the AM show. And today, well, as every Friday, I'm sharing with you my blunt thoughts. Today, I've titled it, The Paucity of Truth Held to Strict Proof. Ghana's hemorrhage continues. We're bleeding. The paucity of truth held to strict proof. Ghana's hemorrhage continues. If you asked me, I would tell you that probably the most crucial, most fundamental mistake, gravest problem we have in this country, which percolates into the rest of our lives, is the lack of truth. No Christ or cream. And because of that lack of truth, from top to bottom, nothing is working in this country. Nothing. Not with the technocrat, not with the politician, not with the preacher man or the preacher woman, not in sports or sports administration, even in media. Yes, some will not speak the truth. And because of that, we are where we are. Because of a lack of truth. You may not like what I'm telling you today. I've seen preachers on the pulpit saying what they themselves know is false. I've seen people who in the past were very critical today say nothing as though they had gone mum. Speak the truth, and the truth will set you free. Sometimes people see me out there and they wonder, how are you able to do this without fear? Because I have a clear conscience. But you, because of what you are doing, you are afraid. And that's why you want to hide in the dark. So today, two crucial issues I'm going to look at as I come here. Government scholarships and this whole tablet saga. I hope to be done in about 10, 11 minutes. And we start from here. You see, when you go to the website of the Scholarship Secretariat, that's an interesting bit. Because if you look at their mission, what they hope to do, what they stand for, they'll tell you quickly. To utilize government funds, get fund and donor support for the provision of scholarships to brilliant, but needy students and qualified workers at a minimum access cost. Qualified workers at a minimum access cost for human resource development for the purpose of national growth and development. Next slide. Now, if we go to the very next slide, and even before I get here, you would ask yourself, some of those who have got these scholarships, do they qualify? Yes, they may be Ghanaian. Yes, they may be this and that. Maybe they may be brilliant. No one is saying they are not. But you see, someone sent me a message yesterday. Attended the TTU, wanted to upgrade. Internally, and guess what? Internally, the Nokofio was not there. This person was denied. The fourth estate speaks about that girl from a rural area. Brilliant. Did her best. Scored excellent grades at university. Wanted to make something of herself. It's not to say traveling outside is the only way, but she had got admission. She went, impressed, the panel and everything. Everyone knew she was going to get it. In fact, that was the messaging right from there. Yet she comes out and after a while, no word. So she goes back. Yo, what is happening? And someone whispers to her, listen, I mean, yeah, you were on that list, but, ministers, MPs, some people had to be casualties. You build a society like that, someday it will come back to bite you. Like that saying goes, someday the poor will have nothing else to eat or feed on but the rich. So as you do all these things, someday, I've lived through war where people who were rich left everything and had to run for their lives. So you think you are hoarding everything, and even where you can pay because of political access, you will not pay. God forbid. But if that day were to come, all those things you have amassed will mean nothing to you. Think about it. Now, between 2019 and 2020, and these are not full figures, this is just what the Fourth Estate uncovered. Okay? Don't get it twisted. This is not like the whole thing. 2019 to 2020, money spent by the Scholarship Secretariat on influential individuals and associates of the political elite, $146,502. Do you know what that could do? How many students that could help in Ghana who need scholarships, even to study in our tertiary institutions? Do you know? Yeah, this is over what? This is about 1.8 million plus Ghana cedis, right there that you're looking at. Can you imagine how many it will help? As a matter of fact, part of this was given to someone over 17,000 who was supposed to study in the UK, fell ill, couldn't go, yet, of course, the payment had been made. So we've lost. That is financial loss to the state, by the way. We've caused financial loss to the state. No one is talking about it. Next slide. Then, it's not just that. Some enjoyed multiple scholarships. Some awarded to NPP constituency executives in the Eastern region, totaling 57,210 Great British pounds. Next slide. Now, the special assistant to the second lady. This is a great time to be connected to the political elite, right? Yeah. That person got 57,210 to attend a university in the UK, but never set foot on campus and eventually dropped out of the program. The person never set foot there. But Charlie, it is what it is. Next slide. Then you look at the investigation, family members of the president and former finance minister, and there's that Oforiata person in there. 16,740. I'm talking Great British pounds, not Ghana cedis. Multiply by 16. Daughter of the former IGP, 27,480. Children of two MPs, so 19,130 and 36,675 respectively. And then daughter of the former national chairman of the MPP, 6,000 Great British pounds. Next slide. So you look at it, and this is where I'll end for the bit on the Scholarship Secretariat. So multiple scholarships, 27. Multiple scholarships in consecutive years, 2019 and 2020. 2013. That's just for the fourth estate. When you add up these figures, even what we know, it's horrendous. Looking at where we are, how people are bleeding, suffering, day after day. Why do we do this? I was just telling Edem Agbana that politicians do this, including the NDC at some point. But what is happening now stinks to the high heavens. Why? Why? You are CEO of an institution. You own a soccer team and all of. Do you know what it takes to own a club? Do you know? You still are chasing the Nokofio, those down will use. Why? You own a major hospital. You own a health app. You are this, you are that. Kakra, omo work for months no. Omo de be ye omo hu yie no. And no so pese oje. Ah dang. Why are we so wicked? Nkwa ubedi. Ahia na obetimi edi. It's heartbreaking sometimes. Why? But let's continue with the conversation looking at the tablet saga. All of them are on education, so I decided to focus on that today. There are some interesting things you ought to pay attention to. Now, one student, one tablet policy, by the way, promised all the way before even this government came into power, 2016, thereabouts. Why they do this, and the NDC has done it at some point, but especially now, why they do this, wait till an electoral year to do this, only God knows. Read between the lines. But cost per tablet, $250. Tablets, man, I'll give you a breakdown, but what tablet is that? $250. Samsung, they're not saying. I mean, sometimes people think we are bereft of brains, But anyway, number of tablets to be distributed, 1.3 million. The total cost, $325 million. That's a lot of pay. I'll say pay till my lips get parched. Company in charge, KA Technologies. Let's go to the next slide. Now, if we come to the next slide, Stats Ghana put out something. The company that got the contract to supply the $320 million worth of, they say, Chinese tablets to our school kids is not registered in Ghana. But what is the truth? Because we ought to get into that. So the next slide actually reveals something. When you go to the website of KA Technologies, they say it is an indigenous private limited liability company duly registered in Ghana under the Companies Act 2019, and it goes on and on, engaged in manufacturing, training, connectivity, and technology solutions for identifiable societal segments such as education, healthcare, and agriculture. I'll not bore you with the rest. Usually when you check these things and you go in there. But let's go to the next slide. Because then we also take a look at the Registrar General's Department, their official page, and what they say about KA Technologies. So, entity name, we keyed in KA Technologies. Search type, exact match. So there's no same thing. And you look at the search criteria and everything, but guess what? No records found. No records found. Oh, do you want me to repeat? No records found. So, I don't know. They say they are homegrown, indigenous, and I guess this counts for nothing, right? Maybe. By media, I'm just exposing it. You do the thinking. I'm just doing the talking. Next slide. Then you have Dr. George Anagli come and, talk about a few things. And you see why we should be, holding some of this to strict proof, right? These tablets might be helpful to the students, but they are not needed now. It's not a priority. $325 million can do a whole lot. Remove some schools under trees, improve feeding for the students, renovate and equip some hospitals. This list can go on and on. To say each tablet costs $250 is just ridiculous. Now, laptop crab, how much? Now, you think of it. Even some of the latest laptops in the system. Do you know what $250 is? That is north of 3,000 CDs. In fact, recently, I helped someone get a laptop. Very good laptop. Guess how much? But we're getting a tablet. That kind of tablet, for that matter. $250. To those who are defending this, be honest with yourself. In your heart of hearts, you know this isn't needed now. It's a misplaced priority. You know it. And it goes on and on. But let me get some reactions because let's go to the next slide. We have the education minister speak. He says there is a difference between a budgetary allocation and a cash flow allocation. So even if I wanted to, the law does not allow me to tell GetFund that I need your money to buy food instead of the tablets you have allocated funds for in your funding formula. So there is a difference between a cash flow logistical issue and a budgetary issue. Mr. Education Minister, you've said a lot without necessarily hitting the nail on the head. Because guess what? Your administration caps the GetFund and takes money that should go into education and uses it elsewhere. How about that? How about that? You may not have it in terms of what it's meant to be used for, but there's leverage you can use. So this excuse about the children are hungry, you are giving them tablets. The tablets then go job. It's a good thing. No one is saying it's a bad thing. But in this country, we are penny wise and pound foolish. Makan. Next slide. And this is where we're going to wrap, right? Now, if you do the analysis, oftentimes politicians, it's like you can put up a building and they'll tell you it's 10 million. But another entity puts up the same type of building with the same, and it's 1 million. You ask yourself, what's the difference? What went into the two? Miracles happen in Ghana. If you look at it, we're spending north of 300 million, right? One student, one tablet, $325 million. But please, let's do a bit of a breakdown. Mesremwa Ghana for. Pokwasi, Obechebi Lamte, and Tamale interchanges. Total cost, $289 million. 289, 3 interchanges. UGMC, University of Ghana Medical Center, commissioned in 2017 or 2016, $217 million. But one student, one tablet. $325 million. And mind you, it is not like it's the Ghana cedi, so there's inflation. No, it's in dollars. We are quoting in dollars. But why should I be surprised? In 2016, the Cape Coast Stadium was put up for how much? $32 million thereabouts, if I'm not mistaken. It was actually 16 million. Yeah, 16 or 17 million. And today, we say that we've renovated the University of Ghana Stadium. And it's cost us more than twice of that price. Because it was 34 million for that renovation, when the Cape Coast Stadium in 2016 went for $16 million. Miracles will never end in this country. But you see, as I end, all I'm going to say, I don't care whether you are NDC or MPP or whatever you are in between. If we don't start telling the truth to the people we elect to lead us, they will lead us deeper into the ditch. We're already in the ditch. They will lead us further down, and getting back out will be a terrible affair. Nokre, asan Ghana. Oka nokre nso a ne ye tata ba me de ma no bokiti. Maka, obrafo. My name is Benjamin Akapo. These are my blunt thoughts shared with you, raw, hot, unedited, undiluted. Ubwefua, kope nsuobi nafa yewakoko. Have a good day.